Here's a list for everything you'll need for today's tutorial. I'm going to start with the grey yarn to make my moon, and you want to start off by making a magic circle. You want to start round 1 by making 2 chains. This does not count as a half double crochet. We'll then go ahead and crochet 15 more half double crochets into the magic circle. To make a half double crochet, you want to yarn over, go into the ring, yarn over, and pull through all 3 loops on your hook. And you want to just keep on going into the magic circle and make sure you tighten the circle as you go along, and it's completely okay if your work crumbles up together. So you want to carry on until you get up to your 15th half double crochet, and you can feel free to pause the video now and I'll see you there. So I've just completed my 15th half double crochet, and I'm going to slip stitch into that first double crochet I made at the start of the round. I won't slip stitch into the chain 2 because that doesn't count as a half double crochet. For round 2, I'll make a chain 2, and for this row we'll be making 2 half double crochets into every stitch. So I made my second half double crochet in that first stitch there, and since we had a total of 15 half double crochets for the first round, for round 2 you should have a total of 30 half double crochets with 2 half double crochets in every stitch. So again, you just want to carry on making 2 half double crochets into every stitch, and I'll see you at the end of the round. I've slip stitched into that first half double crochet, and we're up to our third and final round. You want to start off by chaining 2. For this round, again, you want to make 2 half double crochets into every stitch, just like so. So carrying on just like before, make 2 half double crochets into every stitch. Since in the last round we had a total of 30 half double crochets, for this round we should have a total of 60 half double crochets, and again just go all the way around and I'll see you at the end of the round. So your project should kind of look like this, a little bit crumpled. You can go ahead and slip stitch into that first stitch of the round, and this is completely fine because once you fold it over it will mimic the shape of a crescent moon. So that's what you want. If your work crumples along the way, that is completely fine. So what we're going to do is we're going to just fold this circle into half to make that crescent moon shape, and we're going to stitch the 2 sides together. So I'm going to make sure that the stitch I've just worked in is at the top. I'm going to chain 1, and I'm going to go into the first half double crochet on the left side and the first half double crochet on the other side, and go ahead and make 1 single crochet just like so, just to stitch the 2 sides together. Now that we have 2 separate sides, you want to go into each single crochet of both sides and stitch them together. You should make a total of 30 single crochets, if that kind of helps you remember if you've gone through all the stitches or not. So just like how I'm doing in the video, you want to make sure that you're going in through both the front panel half double crochets and the back panel half double crochets. And you want to make sure that you don't stitch the entire moon all together because we still have to stuff the moon. So you want to make sure that you leave a couple of stitches just so you can turn the moon inside out and add some stuffing. So again, I'm just going to leave like about the last 10 stitches maybe, and I'll see if I can turn it inside out. So I've left like about 6 stitches left, and this is definitely not enough to turn my crescent moon inside out, so you will probably see a fast forward version of me struggling now in this video. I do recommend just not single crocheting the last 10 stitches together, and you can use your crochet hook to kind of push the crescent moon through the opening to kind of turn it inside out to make the right way. Okay, so now that I've made my crescent moon the right way around, you can kind of see how the single crochet stitches are hidden. Now it's time to stuff. You just want to get an appropriate amount of stuffing or filling, toy filling, to stuff your moon with. You can also stuff it with yarn. You can use the same coloured yarn or different coloured yarn. So just open up that little pocket, and again you can use your crochet hook to kind of help you get the filling in there. If you do think you've overstuffed your moon, feel free to take some filling out. So just like so, you want to keep prodding in there. So once you've kind of gotten all the stuffing in there, you want to go ahead and put your crochet hook through the loop of the last single crochet you left off of. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to carry on like normal and go into the next 2 stitches on both panels. Make sure that they're both stitches aligned together and make a single crochet just to kind of stitch up that last bit of the crescent moon together. Again, into that next stitch, I'm just going into the top of each half double crochet It can be a little bit more difficult to single crochet these stitches together after we've stuffed, but it shouldn't be difficult at all. If you are finding it too hard, you may have overstuffed and you might want to remove some filling. So again, you want to just carry on, and you should have crocheted a total of 30 half double crochets together. Well, 60 altogether, but you've only made 30 single crochets because we folded it in half. So now I'm just going to single crochet the last 2 half double crochets together, and this is your crescent moon finished. What you want to do is you want to go ahead and cut off a decent tail end and make a knot by yarning over and pulling through. Before you weave this end in, I do recommend you make a double knot, but I decided to just weave the ends in straight away. Just like what I'm doing here, you can always put your crochet hook in through the moon and kind of pull your ends in and either hide it inside the moon or cut the excess off. But again, I recommend doing a double or a triple crochet before doing this. So once you've done that, you kind of want to shape the moon to your liking. So now it's time for the star. For the white star, I am using white yarn, and just like for the moon, we're going to start off with a magic circle, and we're going to chain 2. So for this, in the magic circle, you want to go ahead and make 1 double crochet and then 1 half double crochet, and then we'll go ahead and slip stitch into the magic circle. Again, chain 2, make 1 double crochet, 1 half double crochet, and then slip stitch into the magic circle, and then again make 2 chains, 1 double crochet, 1 half double crochet, and slip stitch into that magic circle. So this is kind of what these star clusters look like, and we'll go ahead and make a chain 2, double crochet, half double crochet, and then we'll slip stitch into the magic circle. And we'll do that one last time, so we'll chain 2, make 1 double crochet, make a half double crochet, and make a slip stitch into that magic circle for our last peak of the star. What I like to do here is I'll go ahead and just pull on that magic circle tail end to make it more smaller, and try to make the hole as small as possible. And now I'm going to just slip stitch into that first chain 2 of the round, and I'm going to go ahead and slip stitch into that first double crochet of the round. Just like so. And then again, just kind of pull on that tail end to make the hole as small as possible because we want it to be star-like. I know it does kind of look like a flower, but if you squint, it definitely does look like a star. At least for the moon in the background, it definitely looks like a star. But you want to go ahead and chain 1. And then we'll grab our moon and we'll just insert our hook onto the bottom of the curve, kind of like near the top. Basically, you can see the positioning what I'm doing in the video. I kind of find it hard to explain. And what I'm going to do is you want to kind of cut off a decent tail end and just yarn over and pull through to make a knot. Again, at this point, I do recommend making a double knot around one of the half double crochets on the moon, but I just decided to go ahead and just weave it straight into the moon like so. But I definitely do recommend doing a couple double knots to make it more secure. And then you can either just hide your ends in the moon, or you can weave it through the moon and cut it off just like so. And then you kind of just want to pull on the tail end of the magic ring as much as possible to make it really tight and cut it off. And kind of just shape your moon, but once you kind of mess around with it, it will definitely look more like a crescent moon. So here I am just kind of messing around with the shape, and now you want to get so now that is basically a moon done. You can keep it like this, but I'm going to go ahead and get a medium-sized ring, so it's like smaller than the larger rings. Be careful not to rip out any of your stitches with this. And now I'm going to get a clasp and also a large ring to attach to that middle smaller ring. And the positioning of these rings are completely up to your choice. I like to keep mine a little bit centered so the moon is kind of facing upright while I hold the key ring and the stars on the right side. But if you want your moon to look a bit slanted, that you know, you can just change the position of where you attach your keyring. It's completely up to you. And I find attaching keyrings directly to the actual crochet piece itself using a small hook is so much more easier than adding multiple strings and chains. And yeah, this is the finished crescent moon and star keyring. I know this tutorial was a little bit fast, so it isn't very beginner friendly, but I really do hope that this helped. And this is what the moon looks like on the opposite side. It's perfect both ways, it's super cute, and it's a really nice addition to add to your keyring or keyring collection. I really hope this tutorial helped. Thank you for watching. Bye!